Okay, here we have a game that I am spectating from a couple of my buddies. It loaded it in a weird position on my monitor, so I had to make it windowed to move it. I know Carl, who is at Jay's Finest. I've spectated, or shoutcasted a couple games with him already. He's taking on this Oriana, and right now I have the smart camera turned on. I'm not moving it at all, and I'll probably try and do this throughout the whole game, just to see how it goes. It's apparently going to skip around a lot, so I'm not used to this, and we'll see how this goes. Right now, I know that Trib first blooded, and Trib is the other buddy of ours that's kind of in our group. I have no idea what happened. I just know that it got flashed up when I loaded into the screen. It appears, just kind of judging by what's going on, we've got an AD Nid bot supporting and kind of supporting an Ashe. And their lane, I'm guessing, started double Durans, or maybe that's a support Ashe. That's really bizarre. I don't know what's going on there. A support Sona for blue team's MF, who is played by Trib. And then we have Carl, mid lane, who is currently out CSing a Cassiopeia. And then we have a purple Garen that is getting outpushed by the blue Mordekaiser and significantly out-farmed, but Mordekaiser, I mean, kind of difficult to do much with that. As far as summoners are concerned, it looks like a whole lot of flashes and ignites. A very offensive-minded team for blue, and a very, very similar offensively-minded purple team. So we're catching this game fairly early on. Eat that spear and like it. So kind of a kill/harass lane coming in from purple, whereas blue is kind of wanting to do a bit more of a farm lane with the sustain on Sona. Sona's doing a pretty decent job of harassing. They actually have sustain, whereas purple doesn't really. Oh, looks like we're having some connection problems with Warwick, which is interesting because we were just looking at him and he seemed to be doing fine. So I don't know what's going on with that. Some excellent harass going down on the purple team from bot lane. So some serious action there. Mordekaiser continuing to make life difficult. We've got a gank going on here. Oh, that's flash burn, so it's already a successful gank. Mordekaiser just going to turn around and pick up a kill. Shaco is going to return the favor, but you know, turning around to 2v1, picking up a kill is not necessarily a terrible thing. By that Mordekaiser, pardon me, I'm eating. So later into the evening, and I haven't had much to eat today, so I'm going to be eating while I'll probably do some shoutcasts. I've just started doing this shoutcast thing, and spectator mode came out today, and I'm really excited to see how this works. Flash used by the Ashe, kind of forced there by the Sona. It's a very aggressive Sona. Kind of knows how to harass and how she can trade and make life more difficult for everybody. It looks like Shaco is going to think about potentially stealing blue. We'll see how this goes. Is that what just happened? Come on, let's see that. Blue, Shaco did not get the blue. Trib, I apologize for that. Should have stayed down here. Smart camera knew better than I did that there was going to be something happening. Trib picks up the kill on Ashe. I'm sure harassed her down with that. Sona and continuing to put a lot of damage down on her. Nidalee kind of going support. Pick up double Durans, but also a plethora of wards. Ashe finishing off for Greaves. Lots of pings going down by purple team. They're afraid of that Warwick, I think. And Carl now has blue buff, so he's just kind of spamming a billets, making life a little bit difficult for that Cassiopeia. Cass is not getting a blue, or is she? She is getting that blue. So there we have that. Gold advantage, 800-ish, not huge, but we're only 9 minutes in. Shaco is currently getting counter-jungled by that Warwick, so Warwick, if he does it quickly, is going to walk away with that red buff, and he does, so that's going to slow Shaco's jungle down quite a bit, as well as his ganking opportunities. It doesn't necessarily need that slow, but it really helps him, especially since he is... I just wanted to see his stats. I didn't care about him. Sorry, I'm learning how to use the camera. I just missed a kill there. I do apologize. Shaco is maxing 2-shift poison. And, colorblind mode is now actually updating correctly. Ooh, some damage on that. Oh! Very good job by Trib right there. Unfortunately, couldn't finish either of them off. Took them very low, so that was very well done. Mordekaiser running away. There's that slow. Cass trying to get in on this, so Mordekaiser might go down here. See what he can do. Warwick's coming down to help him. Yep, and he's just going to try and burst somebody, and we may have a double kill here. Yep. There's one for one trade so far. I think Shaco's going to have a hard time getting out of this. There it is. That minion giving Warwick vision. Very fortunate. And 2-for-1 special. Top lane. That'll help Carl out. He'll be able to pick up that center turret. Trib putting some good damage on that bottom turret, forcing Nidalee out of lane right there. And just kind of across the board, blue team slowly starting to get an advantage here. Looking at the CS, Garen losing hard to that Mordekaiser. Very, very hard. Both in kills, the fact that his turret is dead, and the CS. So there's that. Purple team knows blue is dragoning. And blue knows that they know. So here we go. Looks like we're going to have a bit of a little team fight here. Warwick did a lot of damage right there. Getting shielded though. That's some excellent CC by blue team. That was phenomenal. I think they just need to turn around and kill them. Yep, there it is. Not wanting to give up on that kill, Carl. He hates it when people get away. Doesn't like it at all. And he is still pursuing. Oh, and then there's a Garen. Hi, Garen. That's really uncomfortable. Yep, there it is. Pursued just a little too hard. Mordekaiser's going to pick up a turret here, though. They might lose Orianna, but I still think it's going to be worthwhile in the long run. Ooh. I don't know if that was... I don't know what that ignite was. He wasn't going to take him that well. Yeah, Mordekaiser isn't going to pick up a turret. He's actually in trouble because we've got 2 top against him. Trib is still trying to pick up this Nidalee. That Mordekaiser is going to go down. He did ult the correct one. Unfortunately, deceived in. Yeah, they're still trying to pick up that Nidalee. Very good. Gold advantage is now about 5k to the advantage of blue, and 5k at 13 minutes is pretty significant. Anytime I kind of always figure if you get to the 30% more gold than your teammate or than your opponents, at that point you're starting to pull away. Now that being said, the lineup on purple side can still put out some damage. That Ashe, if she's protected, if they don't jump right on her, she can just auto-attack, put out some decent damage. Although she's not really building much. She's only got a Durant. She's hurt for farm. Cassiopeia can hurt just with those short treads. And Shaco has finished Zerker Greaves and his I'm sorry, not Wits End. His good ult. Very good ult. very good damage. I don't know why he did not go. Yeah, purple team is just falling apart there. Wriggles, that's the item I couldn't think of. Purple chased that a bit too hard, I feel. Series of chain CCs followed by just people showing up, and that was the end of that. Mordekaiser continuing his push. Looks like blue team's wanting to steal that blue buff from Purple Forest. Good pickup. That's Mordekaiser is just getting very strong. Unfortunately, that Ash saw. Pardon? That Ash saw the Warwick. Otherwise, pretty sure she would just straight up died. Still putting some outputting some damage. Her arrow is still got about a quarter of its cooldown left. No getting that. She's in very big trouble. Fail flash. Longest ball travel time ever. But still picking up the kill for the MF. That's a good person to get your kills. 303 Oriana with some decent farm. Working on that death cap. Mordekaiser probably heading that direction as well. Oh, that's a problem. Yep. That was a good initiate by that Ash. She picks up the blue buff for free. That's picking up the kill on Oriana. Yep, bot lane's in a little bit of trouble. They're getting pinged. Seed going down there, and who's reacting? That Shaco's pretty squishy. He needs to be careful. Yep. And that's why. That is a fairly fed MF, and she is just going to melt people. Yep. Sona getting busted by that ult. Trib kind of getting CC'd. Yep, there it is. And shut down. Lots of action back in fourth bot lane. I don't really feel like blue team is in any danger of losing this game though, because even if it gets forced into the late game, which they kind of need to do in order to catch up, mid just came down and sandwiched them right there. Talk more about the game and what's actually happening. Play-by-play is awful right now, because really the only threat is Ash. And if she doesn't buy a QSS, which it doesn't look like she's going to, I kind of think she's rushing an IE, but she's not really going to do a whole lot in the meantime, I feel. Shaco kind of trying to catch Warwick, but Warwick just not caring. Anyway, Ash gets Warwick wolfed at the end of the game, and she's going to die. And that leaves pretty much just Cass for their damage. So I really don't see a long-term plan in this team comp for purple. I mean, they kind of needed to win a little early. Oh, Carl getting caught by that arrow again. Really struggling to stay away from that thing. Maybe Ash will be okay. She's putting out some serious damage. That was a good dodge. That was a good juke. Not that it's going to matter because Mordekaiser is just going to wreck her. Now he's in trouble because support showed up. So I feel like this is just a game of back and forth overextends continuously. That being said, blue is 10k up, but still giving kills to the purple team, which they need to stop doing. That was a pretty cool ult. Put down some serious damage. He's not going to kill that Garen, he's just too tanky. However, that was nice. Give him a lot of damage, make him think twice about diving and tanking that turret again. Meanwhile, Trib is just wrecking Shaco and pushing that top lane. He has to get help from that Ash. There's no way he was going to be able to hold that, and Trib is just going to get back. Meanwhile, mid is starting to push out for purple, and bot lane, turret was defended by Warwick. Orianna shows up and suddenly purple team wants nothing to do with this turret, which was probably fairly wise. Throwing 3 up on top. I feel like purple is just kind of reacting right now. They're not at all in the driver's seat, and blue team knows it, so they're just taking farm. That being said, Carl hyperextending again. He likes doing that when he's ahead. That was a good juke. Might not matter. Kind of depends on if he has flash or not. If he doesn't have flash, I don't see him escaping this. Nah. There it goes. They need to group up. If blue team grouped up and pushed a lane, purple wouldn't be able to do anything about this. Like, they'd just die. Blue team is so much stronger than they are. They're still 10k gold up the 20-minute mark. That's amazing. That being said, blue isn't pushing their advantage. They're still trying to stick to the lane phase. They're still trying to. That was awesome. Unfortunately, he's used everything, and there are 3 champions here now, so... Now, down he goes. Guys, just group up. You'll win. I promise. We're so much stronger than they are as a group, but you're going around doing solo stuff, and they're just stacking 3 into each lane, and you guys aren't warding well. You're not taking advantage of that. I mean, look at the number of wards for blue. There's not a single one on the ground right now. No one's even stacking an oracles, whereas at least with purple team, if nothing else, you have Shaco wards and Nidalee traps, and they even have some wards anyway. But blue is not at all warding and pushing solo past river, so of course you're going to get 3-man ganked, especially with that Ash arrow. I mean, there's nothing you're going to be able to do about that other than die and field gold. Also, that being said, they're still managing to yeah, why pursue that? You just got baited right there. Free kill. Not playing this advantage well at all, guys. The ults are down, so that's a good thing. Yep. That being said, there's an ult down right there. That's a lot of damage. That was very good. That was a good ult by Trib. Yep. Still not grouping up. That Mordekaiser, though, is still very strong. Four members of the purple team had to come push Mordekaiser off that turret. Meanwhile, Orianna and Warwick are just taking another drag. Got me up at 28:35. I'm surprised that we haven't seen blue just group up, take Baron, and then push lanes. Oh man, that's going to be a lot of damage. Wrecked. Good job. That was a good ult. I don't know why Cass was up that far. Away from the teammates, I mean. I feel like whichever team groups and doesn't leave their group is the one that's going to get the kills here. Oh man, that MF damage. That is damage. Oh! Tavernal. That's a good Oracle pickup by that Sona. Limit the vision of the team that's down and kind of push back further. Not the greatest ult from Trib right there, but it looks like they're still going to pick up. Oh, nope. Shaco box. Warwick kind of failed flash there. They're still, I mean, look at that. Yeah, they didn't get any kills there, but they hurt the other team so bad because they're so much stronger that the other team had to turn around and just give them the free turret. I mean, they didn't lose anybody for that turret. Ash was stupid, stuck around, got killed by Mordekaiser. Guess what? Now you've got a Mordekaiser ghost. That's just shooting the crap out of your turret. Or, in this case, an him. Yeah, they grouped up. Bam. Several kills. 2 turrets and Hib. And none of them are dead. None of them are really even low on HP, pardon me. And that's something that our group has a habit of doing. We don't group up to finish the game. We think that staying in lanes and farming while we have the advantage is the best idea. So really, in a lot of games it's not. It's kind of depending on your team comp. But most of the time, I think anyway, most of the time it isn't. Take that advantage and do something with it. Don't just try and make it bigger. Make it bigger by getting objectives, not farming individual creeps. He loves that arrow. That was a great ult. Oh my gosh, that ult. That was hilarious. And the surrender vote. So GG's, both teams. Purple team lost it hard pretty early. Blue team started to give it back to them. Show the final scores here. And then eventually, blue team grouped up and stopped solo pushing to second turrets and getting 3-man ganked. If you're going to do that, we used ward. And they were not doing that. But good job nonetheless, grouped up. I mean, look at that. As soon as they grouped up, they won within like 3 minutes of grouping up mid. That's what they should have done probably 3 minutes even before that. So, GG's. Thanks for listening.